What is the best way for you to start learning arts? Who knows? Hello guys, I'm Isfa here. So today I'm going to talk about the 5 important things before you start learning or studying your art in your art journey. Learning art is not like as easy as you are learning some other stuff. Like you are learning sciences or mathematics or any other subject. It's much easier because you knew that what is wrong and what is right. But when you go to learning arts, there's a lot of way on how you want to learn it. There's a lot of practicality, which is people try to practice on it, or there's a lot of ways of people who taught you how to draw. So it is not easy for people who are just starting up, or even people who are in their journey and still learning for a very long time. So this is me, who have been becoming a self-taught artist for almost 3 years now. So I'm just going to tell you what are the important parts that you need to learn first before you go to the next stage of studying in art. Let's get started. Number 1, first and foremost, is to use whatever you have around you. So if you have a pencil, then you start with pencil. If you have watercolor, then you start with watercolor. If you have this with gouache, then you start with gouache. If you have your iPad or your tablet or anything that you can draw on, start with that. Because why? Art is not about the medium of it, but it's about the fundamental of it. You can have the most expensive tablet in the world, but your art looks still meh. So it is important for you to have a medium, but the one that you think not that expensive, cheaper, or the best is what is available to you right now around you. Start with that. Once you have all the tools and the mediums, then you start with the fundamentals. So what is the fundamental? What are the things that you need to know? First, you have to learn shapes. Second, you have to learn about lines. And third, you have to learn about colors. So these are like the 3 major domains that you need to understand. But let's say you want to learn about human figures, or you want to learn about animals, then that will add up another one, which is anatomy. So that will be 3 if you just wanted to draw normal things like a scenery or like a chairs or something like that, which is not that really hard and that not that really organic. Then there will be 3 things. But when you include humans, animals, or any other living things, then there will be 4. What is shapes? So shapes is basically all those fundamental shapes: the cuboids, the cubes, the triangles, the sphere, the pyramids, all those kind of stuff. So it is very important for you to learn that first. I know it sounds stupid to learn about how to draw spheres, but it is very, very important. Once you know about all of this stuff, then you can go to the next level, which is learning something that are much more complex. So let's say you want to draw a head, like a head, right? So the basic fundamental shape of a head is sphere. So that's why it is important for you to understand these shapes. And when I say the shape, you have to understand the way how you draw it in different perspective, and also the way how you want to see the light behave towards the shape. So yeah. And all of this kind of thing, you can just go and Google it, and the best part is you can find it in YouTube. That's it. That's a ton of artists gonna teach you how to do it. So go search for it. Don't be lazy. Okay, now we talk about lines. So lines is not that hard. but it is important. Why? Because lines will help you to give some sort of kind of like a stroke to your art. So this stroke will in a way give it like kind of a feeling, I would say, and give you some kind of style to your art, which is make it different than the other artists outside that. So it's important to learn about lines. And then the third one is colors. Colors, this is the most important one. Why? Because colors, it's become one of the elements whenever you draw something. So when you want to put colors into it, so you have to know the color theory. So color theory has like a few rules and things that you need to really cover it by yourself. And of course, colors will take time and practices. So there's one best practice that you can do when you do coloring, which is you draw the real things in front of you. So whenever, let's say you draw an apple, so you draw an apple and then you color them. So this is the best practice for you to do it. And of course, it will take time. And yeah, you have to go through it. This is art. There's no shortcuts. Anatomy. I know, anatomy, that sounds so hard for everyone, like anyone, even the most professional artists. They were going to say and they were going to tell you that I'm also still learning, you know, because anatomy is a very complex, like the movement, the lines, the shapes, and all of that. It's in your body. So for you to learn anatomy, don't push yourself too much. Try to take a simple step first, like how to draw the head first, how to draw your hands, how to draw your feet, and after that you will go to like how to draw the neck and your torso, and then the abs, and so on and so forth. So you have to learn it one by one, and by one. And also, you have to remember that man anatomy and woman anatomy is two different things. Yes, we have a very much same skeleton, but when it comes to the proposition, so when it comes to the shapes of the human, on the man hands and the woman hand, it's totally different, and you have to focus on both of it, and that is hard. That is hard. It will take you years to do that. Even me myself, who learned anatomy, I would say that I have been going through learning anatomy for like 4 years, 5 years now, but still it's not that good, you know. Keep on learning, because art is all about learning. Like learning, this is a journey of learning for the whole of your life. That's it. Okay, we are at number one, so let's get to number two. So number two is like, who is your favorite artist? What kind of artwork that you are love the most? So this is very important. Why? This is where you start to build your style. This is where you start to build your understanding on the theme that you're going to draw. This is where you start to understand what kind of artwork that resonates with you yourself, with you, your character. So try to find like 2 or 3 artists that you really love on, and take their artworks and try to somehow learn from their artworks. So the best way to learn it is like to imitate. So when I say imitate, means maybe you have to copy the artworks, but remember, whenever you copy, don't post it on social media or any places or any platform. It's just for your study. Okay, so you can copy it, and then after that you try to compare between the artworks itself, the original artworks, and the one that you copied. try to see the differences. Try to see like, okay, which one that I did it wrong from here. So that is how you want to learn from it. Why I said that you need to like 2 or 3 artists that you like the most, because of from there, like let's say 3 artists, you like 3 artists, artist A, B and C. So whenever you learn from 3 of their artworks, what will you do after you learn 3 these artists is that you're going to build your own style. That's it. You're going to build your own style. That is how you build your own style. And also that is how you understand what kind of technique that you feel like, oh, I love this technique. Oh, I want to do like a lot of shadings and gradient here and there. Oh, I only like to do 3 colors. That's it. Oh, I like it to be like a lot of cross-hatching and stuff and yada yada. So this is where you are exploring your art style, your art creativity, and everything that you feel related to yourself. As an example, me myself, my artwork will be much more looks like anime-ish kind of thing. Okay, this is because of back then when I was in high school, I loved this one comic called Falcon. So this Falcon comics looks like so anime-ish kind of thing. So that is where I start, because I love the artworks, I love the artists, I love the style and stuff. So from there I built my style. So yeah, that's what you have seen right now. Okay, now you have know 2 things, which is the fundamentals, which all the shapes and stuff, lines, anatomy and colors, and the second one is the artist that you love the most, that you like the artwork. So now with these 2 things, it's required the third thing. So what is the third thing is? Reflect on your preference and interest. So this is where it's a little bit tricky, right? So whenever you try to imitate or you try to learn from your favorite artist, there is a risk where you're going to follow 100% the artist's style, that is not where you should going. Okay, so it is important for you to reflect your preference and also your interest, because your preference and your interest somehow will be different than your favorite artist. So it is important to reflect back. So whenever you do it, let's say you have been doing these practices for 1 or 2 months, then you have to sit down and reflect. Look at your artwork and say to yourself, is this what I wanted to do? Is this what I like? Okay, if I don't like it, what are the things that I can tweak and I can change? Then make it that I like it. So that is the first stage that you need to do. And you have to do this quite consistently throughout the year. Okay, let me give you some example how these things work. So let's say your favorite artist, he likes use 3 colors in most of his artworks. But whenever you try to learn from it, right, from day 1 to day 2 and stuff, yada yada, so you find out that I don't really like 3 colors in my artworks. Okay, you just felt something. Your intuition says like, no, not 3 colors. So that is where you have to understand that, oh, okay, maybe we need to make some experiment here and there. Maybe I should put some, okay, what if I put shading here? What if I put some cross-hatching over here? What if I put some other, the 4th color? What if I maybe just do it in the black and white? Who knows, right? So you have to start experimenting. So while you are learning, you have to experiment too, so that you understand more and more, like what kind of artworks that really resonate with you. And this is very important. A lot of artists that try to imitate other artists end up being the second artist of the artist that you like. You get what I mean? Or maybe your favorite artist loves to draw women, right? Like most of their artworks is women, and you feel like, nah, I don't really like draw women. I'm more inclined towards drawing man or both gender in one artwork. And then there you are. Then you are discovering something about yourself. You're exploring something about yourself. This is important. Reflect. Always reflect with yourself. And for me personally, I will doing it like 3 months once. Like whenever I draw something and I put everything on my tables or just look at on my iPad and try to say, okay, this is what I really like. This is what I want, and yada yada yada. Okay, so sometimes I ask my friends, my artist friends, like, hey, do you guys think that I need to change it here and there? So yeah, you need that feedback. So if you don't have that as many as artist friend out there, just go to like Instagram, YouTube, or even here, you just can comment like, hey, take a look, something yada yada. Number 4. Okay, number 4. Okay, this is important, and you need to have a persistence. You need to have a consistency of doing it, which is keep all your sketches. Doesn't mean it is works. Doesn't mean it is a full artwork. Doesn't mean it just like weep or whatever. Just keep it. Like keep it one place and just keep it. So like me myself, most of my artwork I keep on my Instagram. So if you scroll my Instagram from the top to the bottom, you will see definitely a different kind of style is changing throughout the year. So I like to put it on Instagram because it make it more clear for me to like, oh, I have changed this much. So then you see the improvement of your artwork. Or if you don't like to put it Instagram or whatsoever, just put it in some files or whatsoever, and then put it years there. Like, okay, this is the artwork from 2020. Let's say this is from 2021, 23, 24, 5, and so on. So when it comes to one time where you feel like, I wanna see what was I doing for these whole years, then you will definitely will see many changes, and that is where you knew you are growing, right? But it does require time, effort, and tears. I don't lie, tears. So we have covered 4. So now the last one, number 5. So number 5 is to trust the journey. So trusting the journey has never been easy. I knew it. I have going through multiple breakdown, which is I felt like maybe art is not for me. Maybe art is not what I meant to do in my life. But I just keep doing it. You know, sometimes you just not need to trust, but you just need to keep going. By keep going, then you gain the trust again and again and again and again. And this is not easy. As someone who are introverts like me, I would say that I'm introvert. I have a social anxiety somehow. So as someone that introvert, it's really hard for you to have someone to talk about it, especially in arts, right? So it is important for you to have an arts community, regardless of any kind of arts community. Just make friends out there in Instagram, even in Twitter, even in YouTube. But I believe that the community in YouTube is very good, so you can just go there and have some conversation with them, talk about your feelings. It's everyone, any artist, They knew it. They understand what do you feel, the hardship that we are going through. You know, sometimes you have no mood to draw for like 1 to 2 months. That is disaster, you know. That is completely disaster. Okay, so you need to have a support from your friends, from your community, from people that you love around you. So talk to them. Yeah, it's really will help you. And to those who are still in the journey and who have been in art journey for a few years right now, I want to say congratulations to you, because it is not easy. I know. We feel the same. Okay, so to anyone that are just thinking to starting do art, and maybe want to make a living with us, I want to say and I want to emphasize here, this journey is not an easy journey. You might think like, it's just drawing, it makes me happy, yay! But nah, it does make you happy, of course, for sure. But the journey of trying to make life out of it, it's hard. This is the truth, and you have to face it if you want it. This is not just art. In any field in this world, you know, like if you want to become a doctor, of course you have to go for like school, for medical school, for like what, 5 to 6 years. It's not easy, bro. It's not easy. If you want to become an engineer, you have to get a degree for like what, 4 years. It's not easy. It's hard. And that is like all this medical school, engineers, or what, computer science, and all that. All of these are like, they are going through a systemic education. That also takes years. Imagine us that self-taught. That might take more than just 5 years. So this is a fine journey, but a hard one. So it is important for you to have a community, to have friends, to have moral support. Very important to have moral support. And please, if you felt overwhelmed with all of this thing, with the art waste, or you suddenly felt that you are not worthy enough with your art and stuff, please talk to someone. Talk to someone. Please talk to someone and stop a while. Do something else. Yeah. And then once you feel okay, then you start again. Don't rush. Life is not a race. Remember that. Okay, that is 5 things that you need to know when you want to start studying art. First is the fundamental, second is your artist, and then third is your interest. What is your interest and your preference, and fourth is your sketchbook. Please keep it, all of it. And then 5 is the journey. That's all from me. So if you feel like this videos really helps you on managing your study, so please like and also subscribe. Yes, it is. And see you to the next video. Bye bye.